Okay, let's see if this is any better. Can you guys see me? Can you hear me?
It doesn't say you're live on Twitch.
Doesn't say I'm live yet, which is great. Keep going today. Come on, Twitch.
Okay, there you are.
All right. So we're going to continue on my my no revival campaign here. Okay, normal delay. Good, good, good. Okay, fantastic. So, welcome back. This is Hardspace Shipbreaker. If you're just joining on YouTube, we finished up Subnautica, and we're now starting on this new game. And this is a fantastic game. Extremely meditative, as most of my games are. This is Hardspace Shipbreaker. Now, we probably won't play the full campaign because there's really no story for it, but we're going to cut up a couple different ships just to kind of explore the world that's here. We're also playing on my my dead meat save, which means that I have one life. So if something goes absolutely pear-shaped and I die, my game gets deleted. So we'll either play until I get completely trashed, or until we get bored of it. So that's good information to know. Do not lick the salvage bay. Noted. I would have to take my spacesuit off to lick the salvage bay, so I'm going to just go ahead and assume that's a bad idea all around. Alright. Are refueling javelin? These are all javelins. Let's not do a haunted ship first off. Let's do this one. The Southern Badger. 6. Alright. So typically I just do the work order, but we're going to salvage the whole buffalo here.
Alright, Cutter. This here is a javelin. Would you take a look at that? I got to take apart a few of these bags today before the regs change. Anyway, the trick is you want to take them apart from the outside. You don't want to be mopping yourself into a corner once you're in there.
That's all well and good, but it is helpful to trim some bits of this from the inside out. Alright. First things first, let's get these big rigs off. Starting with the bottom one. Cutting laser. Got one. Got 2. All 3. That should free this up. In theory. Come on, off you pop. Yeah, there's a girl. Up.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Also, apologies to anyone who gets motion sick. This game is not kind. Oh god. Wow, I can't lift that by myself, so I'm gonna have to use the jacks. enough music in this game. Alright, come on. And into the barge, please. Whoa, that's not good. Unfortunately, I seem to be able to move these line segments by themselves, but whoopsie doodle. Onto the barge, please, ma'am. Oh, what is happening over here? Oh no. Aha. Well, apparently I can separate this into pieces and move these shovels and bits aside by themselves. These are massive canisters full of fuel though, so I don't want to slam them into anything because that would cause me to get demised pretty quick. Come on. Come on.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
A little riskier than I like, but it works.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Alright. I'll just roll its ass in there. Alright, that's the big stuff taken off for now. Let's get inside and
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
still pressurized on the inside, that's good. Until we have to cut through the hull.
Airlock pressure levels increasing.
Alright. Reactor bay. Assumes. Yep, there she is. That's going to be a problem. Because that entire section in there is pressurized, so even though I've got the pressure down here.
Air pressure level decreasing.
Yep, it's pressurized on the inside. Great. Oh, let's get in there and make sure that all the pipelines are empty before we start messing around with it then.
Air pressure level increasing.
Because otherwise that sudden vacuum could cause those pipes to rupture and then we have flammable fuel leaking all over the place. That gets near the reactor, chokes off a spark, and then we all don't get to go to space today. Okay, so there's no fuel pipes in here. Jolly good. Jolly good. Alright then.
Air pressure level decreasing.
Hold on to something. Whoops. Whoops. No, what's happening? That's not what I asked you to do.
Air pressure level decreasing.
Yep, unpressurized. Now we open up to the outside.
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
Ta-da! All right. Let's get this thing out first, shall we? Pop that off. just slide that whole engine assembly out as a single piece. And bomb it onto the barge. That should have been bombed onto the barge as well. Why is that not on the barge? This goes into the processor. Hey!
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Get in there. There we go.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Alright, next piece. That art though. You can't clear those cut points without the explosives, and we're gonna have to wait till the next shift for those, so let's just go ahead and cut that beam. High gain antenna. To the barge with you.
Caution. Tether supplies running low.
Alright.
Salvage secured.
Cut this
Credits
beam.
deposited.
It's gonna complain if I use another mag tether on it, so. Ciao.
Your oxygen reserves are low.
Oh no.
Note that excess carbon dioxide can cause damage.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Yeah, one of the messages it gives you is oxygen level is low. Your oxygen level is below profitable levels. It's like, ah, thanks. Good to know you have my back.
Welcome to Vintage Run 9000. Have a nice day.
Oxygen levels stabilizing.
So, hoping that the stream is behaving itself now. A bean can?
Cutter, you got 5 minutes left in this shift. Knock out that work order before they turn the lights out on you. We were out.
Cheers, Weaver. It's our handler, Weaver. It's a good lad. It's a good egg. Alright, now here comes the scary bit. Because see that reactor? As soon as we remove that thing from its coolant pod, it's going to start going critical. And if that reactor goes critical, everybody has a bad day in space. First and foremost me, because I'm very close to it. Also going to have to get dangerously close to it to make this cut. Yep. Alright, we should be able to move this whole assembly. Since I cut all the points to it. Yeah, okay, we can see daylight. Lift it up onto the jack. It's going to come away nice and slow. We're going to wrap a tether onto that reactor and just pull it straight into the barge. Ooh. Hey, we're good.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Oops. Alright, let's pull that whole engine block into the processing yard. Yeah, good to go. Alright. And that's one of many bits that we have to do, so let's get back to work. Just the last cutter for this bit. Split saw, it's called. For precision cuts, we want to use the beam, obviously, but most of the time, we end up using the split saw, just as quicker. And of course, whenever we're near fuel tanks or anything that's going to explode.
Cutter, you're out of tethers. Get yourself over to the kiosk to buy some more.
Right. Don't actually need to split saw.
Salvage secured.
Which is a great way to die in this game, by the way, but hey. I have this feeling that I know what I'm doing, so we'll see how far that progresses. Yeah, this game will kill you for getting desperate, impatient, and greedy, so you've got to be a little smarter. But hey, I've managed to get this far without dying in this game so far, and this is a fair chunk of progress. That's why I'm not just starting over from the beginning, because I think that like 20 streams of this would be absolutely unwatchable. But hey, you stuck around for all that Subnautica, even when toward the end it got completely...
Alright, Cutter, wrap it up. You got about a minute left.
Alright. Let's chuck ourselves back in. We'll make repairs to our gear, grab some oxygen, finish this shift on the next, finish this one on the next shift. Or rather, keep working on the next shift. It's probably going to be a 2 or 3 shift job, because each shift is only 10 minutes at a time. Hey, we made some real money on that. Now, the way this game starts, it gives you $1 billion debt to clear.
Hey, Cutter, looks like you got your hands on the demo charges. They keep discontinuing these suckers because they've taken off more hands than a meat grinder. Guess it's time to see if they fix that little issue. Or we'll find out what the sound of one hand clapping is. Weaver out.
Thanks, Weaver. You're a saint. That would be really helpful, wouldn't it? But unfortunately, we can't unlock that just yet. Ooh, I'm gonna have to repair. I don't have any repair kits. I wish it would let me buy repair kits in the hab, but no. We'll buy them outside.
Welcome to Venditron 9000. Thank you for your purchase. Thank you for your purchase. Thank you for your purchase. Thank you for your
So we have
purchase.
them ready.
Have a nice day.
Alright, I got 5 demo charges, so we're gonna have to be very sparing about how we use them. I'm gonna continue going from back to front on this guy. Comes apart in rings like a squid. I want to make sure it doesn't cut through that, because that'll be extremely expensive. Yep. Be careful with that bit. What's the matter, BB? Maddie has opinions about my my quality of work here. Yeah. Ooh,
Processing valuable objects. Credits awarded.
Really? Put this off with a jack, or rather we'll just hook it to the end. Oh, thirst cap came off. Excellent. Let's do that in the old salvage bin. What am I doing with my life? Come back here. Come back. Oh, that's gone. Or has it? Yeah, it's gone. That is part of the Kessler field now. Our next little squid ring. Bit. Ooh, before we do that, let's make sure this... Okay, cool. You always want to make sure the airlock is depressurized before you start cutting it off, because otherwise there's a bang. And everyone has a bad day. You going in? Get in there. Yeah. Ow. Get in there. Move yourself. There we go. Hey, meow. Yes, can I help you with meow? Yeah. Uh-oh. Plus the damage. I'm sure that's fine. I can fix it at the end of the shift. It's fine.
Object accepted for processing.
Hey.
Credits deposited.
Whoa! Look at all that nanocarbon.
Certification goal has been completed. Additional goals remain.
Hey. Man, I cut this thing apart and I'm already like most of the way to my next certification. That's great.
Account credit applied.
Does that come off as a single piece? No. That would be far too easy, wouldn't it? Fine. Cut this guy off. Better grab some oxygen in a sec, I think. I put that in the wrong place. Dodger, don't do that. There we go. Look at that all come off as one nice piece. Off you go. Into the... Not the furnace. Not the furnace. You're too expensive to put in the furnace.
Nether supplies are low.
Go in the processor. Thank you. Alright. Now I've got to separate this stuff. Well, this is all going in the... Oh no, that's going in the processor, isn't it? So it's all going in the furnace. We need to worry about this. Poster. Oops. Alright, let's get these
Valuable object processed. Credits awarded.
valuable bits out of here.
Warning. Oxygen
Uh-oh.
reserves are low.
Spare 2 cannon here? Nope, sure isn't. Let's go grab it.
Welcome to Megatron 9000. Have a
Oxygen levels stabilizing.
Alright. And that section's pressurized too, isn't it? That's the cockpit and environs, so. Fortunately, a lot of this stuff can be peeled away without thought. Clear this first. Should we just pull that off, but I guess I can. Picture of someone's mum. Didn't even tell me how much that was worth, which is kind of funny. Regulator.
Salvage secured.
Oh no,
Credits
it won't
deposited.
tell me. It'll tell me when I get back to the. Just casually rip these hardened consoles off the wall.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Alright, what else we got in
Salvage
here?
deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Oh, what? Actually, this panel's going in the furnace, isn't it? Look. Smarter. Not harder. Haha. All right.
Deposit accepted.
Got about 5 minutes left in this shift, Gunner. Don't bite off more than you can chew.
Heck.
Weaver out.
Don't break. Well, it's all scrap now. Ah! Get in there. Oh dear. Well, fortunately all this was going in the furnace anyway, but still.
Materials deposited.
We'll run out of fuel in a minute. Well, that's all going in the furnace, so I don't care about that so much. Calm
Salvage
down.
secured. Credits
Stop
deposited.
panicking. Can't hurt you. It's just a little bit of fire in space. It doesn't even have oxygen to burn. Just stay away from it, you'll be alright.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Alright, and everything else in here is going in the incinerator. Even if it wasn't supposed to, I say it does because I'm done cleaning out someone else's garbage. Whoop. Oh yeah, I can blast that, right? Just hit that. Nope, that's the whole thing, so we've got to cut it. That's one. That chunk can go in the processor. Can it? Guess not. That nearly hit me in the face as it went away.
Processing valuable object. Credit awarded.
That. Missed. There we go.
Cutter, looks like you used your last tether. Head on over to the kiosk if you need more.
Credit deposited.
Alright, and all this is going in the furnace, so we can leave it alone for now. No, actually we're going to have to cut it off so that we can get to the next bit. So let's slice there. Slice there. Slice there. Go all the way through. Slice there. Slice there. Alright, we now have two separate pieces of ship, at least in theory. Now we're good. And I'm out of tethers, so we're gonna have to.
1 minute left, Cutter. Time to start wrapping things up. Leave her out.
I ain't budging without a tether. 1 minute left. We're not gonna make that. So let's.
Okay now. You sure your charge is in the right spot? Measure twice, cut once, Cutter. Ready? Now give that trigger a squeeze.
I've not actually put a charge down yet.
Great job, Cutter. Now just make sure to clear the area before detonating that bad boy.
Measure never, cut forever.
And lift off.
Excellent.
See, Cutter? That's how it's done.
We're gonna be forced to go inside in just a sec, so that's fine. Alright. Yeah, so much money. We've got $1 billion of debt to pay off though, so hey. Oh yeah, and they charge you for your time in the yard. Fortunately, you can generally make more money than that. Let's get back on this one. I didn't repair my stuff. No, we can't go into the shift with this, so I'm gonna lose $500,000. That's fine. Alright, chat. Remind me to repair my stuff next time we're in the suites, because otherwise we could run into some problems. Okay. Alright, let's tug that into the furnace. Did we not slice it clean? We did not slice it clean, that's why. Now it should be cut clean. There she goes. Just scattering poopsie bottles. Oh man, Beepis. there's a sight to see.
Raw material processed. Credits deposited. Work order is complete.
Hey! Alright, so everything else we do on this run is all gravy. So let's, my charges. Can I remove this one? Or will that cut my head off if I try? Cool, I can't disarm charges once they're placed, so I guess that's that. Fire in the hole. Alright, 4 more charges and we'll go buy some more then. Love this music. See, if country music was less about singing about trucks, beer, and dead dogs, it might even be tolerable.
Have a nice day.
Send your angry letters to @NTW at Twitter. I don't know, I definitely liked country more when it was less about, like, drinking and banging people at the club. Ooh! Caramel apple pie with ice cream, yes! Oh, that bit noise. Can I pull this whole thing off in one piece? Or is that going to take some grunt power to do? Ah, it's still attached to this, which we've got to disassemble first. Alright, so I guess we'll get around to that then, because now I've got to get in here.
Airlock pressure levels dropping. Airlock pressure levels increasing.
Right. Electrical systems on this one, isn't it? Oh, there we go. Okay, this is the cockpit section. So
Air
let's
pressure level decreasing.
pull this bit off first, shall we? Nope. Smart.
Airlock pressure levels dropping. Airlock pressure levels increasing.
That's one fuse. Where did it end up? Aha. We gotta pull all 3 fuses off before we can pull off the this thing, power gen. Get out of the front there. There's the other 2. You gotta make sure that you detach it at the right time, otherwise bad things happen. Alright, that is power system completely disconnected. Now that thing can be pulled away without destroying everything. That's okay, Ginger, you didn't miss too much. In fact, it was completely unwatchable because the stream just could not deal with Subnautica anymore. So we've come in to play Hardspace Shipbreaker. It's okay, Ginger. We're having a good time playing this game, at least I am.
Air pressure level decreasing.
Right, let's hold on to something so we don't have a bad time.
Air pressure level decreasing.
Yeah, let's not get blown out into space. That's a bad way to die.
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
Open up the exterior airlock
Airlock
here.
pressure levels dropping.
Yeah, we've already salvaged half of this one. We've just got to get the rest of it done. Alright, cool. Everything is in vacuo. Good. Alfred Newman mofo and all the art. Oh, I said someone's mum. I have no idea. Alfred Newman mofo. I wish I could see. I'll look at some in a moment and the audience can judge for themselves. Oh god, that cabin is also pressurized. Right, well, let's hold on to something. And pull the door open.
Air pressure level decreasing.
Cutter, there's 5 minutes remaining.
And that is why you never stand in the way of an opening door.
Getting good. We were out.
No idea who that is. I just said it was someone's mum. Alright, let's pull the front off. Yeah, thinking about it, we should have just gotten the pie and stuck with that. It would have been cheaper and probably wouldn't have damaged the reputation of that place as much.
Valuable
Alright.
object processed. Credits deposited.
Nah, sleep is good. You always need sleep. Alright, let's gently move this thing out. Come on. Come on, fella. There we go. Now slow down. Don't hit me in the face. And onto the barge. Whew.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
It's always touch and go, and it looks like it's going to hit you in the mouth. Ah, can't cut that, eh? This seems like a job for high explosives. Three, two, one. Slice neatly through that. I can't burn through that either. And everything's coming up with damage. Aw, Will. Alright. Let's get the end of this thing salvaged before we go any further. Oh no, we're going to pull the skin off first. Right, you are! Good job, me. So smart. At the corner, so smart.
Time is winding down, Cutter. Dig deep and let's finish strong.
Oh man, that's in the way. That's not good. I can't set sail in this. I guess we're just gonna have to be done with this ship because I don't have the bits to pull it apart properly. That's disappointing. Or maybe. Excuse me, can we pop the top off, please? Cockpit come off. It come off? Sure doesn't. Alright. We barely broke even on that shit. Yep, we actually were a net loss in that shift. Alright, new ship. Heavy cargo javelin. Yeah, I just want me to do javelins now. Heavy cargo javelin. Alright then. So we'll call it salvage the reactor, nanocarbon, metal, and one antenna. I can knock that one out right away. Well, this is a lot simpler than the refueling ship that I had. Whoa!
Destroyed.
Oh god damn it!
Your training.
Oh, I just bounced it off the superstructure. Oh my word. That's expensive. Do I just have some debt charges? Yes, I do. So I can at least cut this off correctly. There you go, I'm getting there.
Salvage secured.
I feel so
Credit
stupid.
deposited.
Alright. Oh my god, no! How the hell do you pull that off? Okay. Okay, good. Let's... I didn't repair any of my gear. I forgot to repair my gear. Chat, you were supposed to remind me to repair my gear. That's okay. So this game I have to disassemble ships for money. Okay. Slowly. Carefully now. Da fucking jump of bliff! Jump! Fuck! Shit! Shit! Oh god, that's bad. That's a lot of money. Oh no. Oh no. Ah, how am I still alive? This is why we repair our gear. It's fine. We only knocked ourselves back 2 whole shifts with that explosion. Alright. Alright, folks. How about we just try that completely again? A haunted ship, you say? Fine, I deserve this. Mm-hmm. Coast to coast. Alright. So let's have a quick inspection. I'm going to shut off the fuel line from here first. Oh no. So these jolly boys are Taraxacum nodes, and you have to destroy them. And you can't put anything in salvage if they're not destroyed. So we're just going to come back to that guy. Let's get inside this rear module and see what's what. the reactor space. Okay. Looks like it's just a class 1 reactor though, so we won't have to do too much messing around with that. Just gotta find our point of ingress though. Because I can't start cutting until I can get in there and depressurize it. If the Tracks nodes will let me.
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
Alright, into the ghost ship.
Airlock pressure levels increasing.
There's a few of you in here, aren't there? Thought I had another one. I hate that noise they make.
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
Have they locked me in here?
Airlock pressure levels
They have. Let me out.
increasing. Airlock pressure levels dropping. Airlock pressure levels
I hate Taraxacum so goddamn much. Alright, let's get out here into the gully works. Doesn't look like they penetrated this far in. Not on the reactor at least, so... Cool. Yeah, we can't even start work on this while those nodes are still in there because they will randomly repressurize stuff. And I do not want that to happen while I'm cutting. Ah. There's a couple on the exterior of that. That's not one. Found ya. Yeah.
Taraxacum destroyed.
Get that meat through. Fortunately, as long as I'm in this area, I won't be using up any oxygen because it's pressurized. So long as they don't do something like that, it's fine. ones you hear are the good ones. Alright, now how do I get back in? Okay, top side is this side. Dink. I think this is the top level, right? Oh, finally. Well, that sucked. There was one on this node. There's 2, 3 on the fuel system. 4 on the fuel system. Oh, this is gonna be delicate. Okay. As long as I'm extremely careful. If this goes wrong at this range, I'm dead. Okay, looks like I got all of them. No, I didn't. There's one there. I see it. Ah, and that explains why it exploded last time, because I didn't flip that other fuel switch. Oh no, I did flip that fuel switch. Okay, I did flip that fuel switch. Good. Okay, cool. Oh, look at all of you in here. Oh. We have now exorcised the ghosts.
Your lock pressure levels increasing.
I have exorcised the demons.
Your pressure level decreasing. Your pressure level decreasing.
All right, Cutter, you got 5 minutes left of this shift before they turn the lights out on you. It's better.
Let's get out of it.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credit transferred.
So that's one piece. There it is. There's our engine. thruster at least. Alright, friends. Not in the furnace. Go to the barge. You can go into the processor.
Salvage secured. Account
You
credit
just go
applied.
into the jack. And then into the processor. Don't hit anything on the way in there, please. Attaboy. Get in there. Big old hunk of chungus. Get in there.
Valuable object processed. Credit awarded.
Finally. Alright, let's get that reactor out. Let's do it not the lazy way. Because when you start to handle reactor pieces in a lazy fashion, people get exploded.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Use the split saw at that range. Okay. Whew. Oops, not what I meant to do. Alright, cool, it's coming loose. Jump, jump, fuck. I think one of my favorite ever insults comes from Space Ghost, like, which is the you're supposed to be dumpster diving for ham scratch to 6-piece chicken McNobody.
Chicago, we're getting down to the wire. Let's put a bow on this ship.
Salvage deposit accepted.
The term 6-piece chicken McNobody is just so good. I can't remember who he says it to. I think he says it to Harvey Birdman, actually. Where Harvey Birdman's like, I thought you were supposed to be in jail. It's just like, yeah, you're supposed to be doing but ham scraps in a dumpster. No, don't go in there! Don't go in the furnace! Ow! Yeah. No, everything's awful. Oh no, please don't go in there. Oh, that's so much stuff! Oh.
Valuable component generated. Don't do that.
I didn't mean to. Oh, that's like 15 tons of nanocarbon down the Swanee. Oh no, just 1.5 tons of nanocarbon, that's fine. It's fine, don't worry about it. This. Sweet. Nice. Like, you match music to your psychological profile. It's like, cool, I like westerns, I guess. I think the next thing I'm going to save up for in this game is the ability to buy my helmet. Because then that lowers your overheads. It could be worse. I could have ended up in the furnace, like happened on a previous save. Right, let's continue slicing this buffalo. That was a quarter of my nanocarbon quota is the problem. By itself. It's alright, it's just... man. You know when you know you effed up real bad? Alright.
Salvage secured.
Swiggity swaj, get in the barge. Well, needs to go in the furnace. Nanocarbon. Yeah, being an adult is hard.
Processing valuable objects. Credit awarded.
If you guys are just watching me go into the hab, I have bad news for you. You're a couple minutes behind. Thank you for the reminder, though. I didn't need to repair my gear every time. Just whenever it gets below a certain thing, I'll let you know. Fortunately, we haven't dropped any frames at all on this stream so far. Or at least we haven't dropped any above a certain threshold. So I haven't been getting alerts about it. So I guess that was just Subnautica, which is good news. Alright, sure, yeah, you yell at me to process my gear as much as you want.
Valuable
And thank you for your help and service.
Credit deposited.
Alright. Yank that off. A big old squid ring. Look at that. Oh, don't smash into that! Dear, be careful, oh, don't. No, and don't go in the furnace! Resist the urge to go into the furnace, I frickin' beg you. You're so expensive. Okay. Oh god, I'm gonna make a popping noise when I stand up. Listen. I'll have you know that Fem is a very okay thing to say when everything is going horribly wrong.
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
Oh, hydrate, thank you. Yeah, I've been trying to nudge them in a certain direction. They're just quite heavy.
Object processed. Credit awarded.
Hey! That's the work order.
Has been completed. Airlock
Everything else is all money.
Airlock pressure levels increasing.
The yeah. Why won't you depressurize?
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
Can you depressurize, please? Are you kidding? Oh boy, I'm gonna have to manually depressurize this whole bloody thing, aren't I? Alright folks, hold on to your lunch. Because this is going to be very bad. Oh, Danny boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh, Danny. Why is that still... Oh, right, because it's attached to the top. Okay, well, I can fix that from outside then, so I don't have to be directly in the line of that as it goes awfully wrong.
Airlock pressure levels increasing.
Wait a second. Nope. It's broken.
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
Alright, let's make sure we're clear. Where's the kaboom? No splash, Captain. What's holding that in place? I am actually a little bit worried right now. Okay, well there's a couple of interior clips, I guess. But I don't want to be in there when I blow them. Fine. Fine. Fine.
Airlock pressure levels increasing.
Everything is fine. That, isn't it? No! Oh boy. That scared the crap out of me. Alright, we're clear. Thank you for the posture check. Oh. Roof's off.
Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
Alright, what have we learned? Clear it from the outside first, not the inside.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
The air bridge is going to the furnace. I have no qualms about cutting it here.
Alright, Cutter, you got
I did not
5
destroy
minutes
the
left
whole
of this
bloody
ship
aero
before
bridge.
they
Shut
turn the
up.
lights out on you. Either that or we were out.
Why about this? Was there like an internal clamp I could have undone or something? Because... Oh, there is... Oh.
Airlock pressure levels increasing.
Why? There's nothing on the other side of it. Oh great, now I'm just trapped in this airlock.
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
Thank you. My word. There sure was a clamp release for that air bridge, wasn't there? This would have been a real sensible way to knock it out as well. Oh, now you're stuck. Excellent. You know what? All of this could just go in the freaking processor. not playing. Except you. Go in there. Goodbye, cockpit.
Secured. Account credit applied.
Goodbye. Yeah, the
Raw material processed. Credits deposited.
the saw, it's pretty great. Isn't it? The split saw, that's what it's called. Split saw's pretty great. Whoop. I can do a lot of things with it as well. Unfortunately, a couple of those things involve me getting killed. Okay, the airlock was vented. Good. It's like, wait a second, am I about to die?
Caution. Tether supplies are low.
Time is winding down, Cutter. Dig deep and let's finish strong.
I hear you, Weaver. Let's get these last couple legs away.
Warning. Oxygen reserves
What's
are
holding
low.
that in place? Well, let's just make sure that goes in. Alright, we're getting paid for that. Cool.
Credit awarded.
Woo! Thanks for the hat. Yeah, because I destroyed a bunch of stuff. It's coming out of your pay. $17.50 to buy that. There we go. Repair the things, thank you. Yep, good idea. Let's see. Just the cutter needs repairing. Yeah, just the cutter. The thrusters will last a bit longer. The demo charges are fine. Alright, let's see what's in the catalogue. I think we've got time for one more ship. 4 javelins. Corpulent O'Hara, sure. Let's see, actually. What? I didn't... Okay, well, I guess we're doing this one. Chew. Excuse me. The Trident, a station hopper. It's just a little one. A baby one. A small boy. A heckin' space pupper.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credit transferred.
Come here. Come here. Smallest of boys. This is actually one of the smallest ones possible.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Right, see what's going on inside.
Airlock pressure levels dropping. Airlock pressure levels increasing.
Okay. There's a door in the way. Not for long. Why have you mounted it to the wall, you freaking... Where's the fuel system? All on the inside of those sealed compartments, eh? Excellent. Who built this? I need a key for that. There's crap in here as well. A complete dingus built it. And nobody bothered to leave the fuel drive key in here. So we're going to be playing... Is this an airtight hull?
Air pressure level decreasing.
Sure is, isn't it? Okay, well let's get the reactor out of here so that's one less thing to explode.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Yep. Put out the housing. Perfect.
Salvage secured.
Job's good.
Account credit applied.
Alright. Now we do the grim shit. Hold on to something. Oh, probably should have removed that engine first, eh? But hey, here we are. Sorry, the thruster, not the engine. So flush out that fuel pipe. Ah, no, I couldn't until I flushed the fuel, because otherwise bad things would happen. Alright, that's the fuel lines popped. Let's get the tanks out of here.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Get the other tank out of here. Override. Oh shit. That's really bad. Well, it's a good thing that didn't happen inside the craft, isn't it?
Salvage destroyed. Don't do that.
Oh shush. Okay. Fine, we go in that one. Ooh. Like a salvage destroyed, don't do that. Well, I tried my best. Furnace, gear. Did my best, sir.
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited. Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
That's the power cell. Gently pop this out.
Secured. Account credit applied.
There we go. Making good time on this one. What else do they want? Metal and nanocarbon and the storage lockers. A whole lot of storage in here, except in the cockpit. I'm not going to crack that just yet. One and two. I lit some trash on fire and my dude's freaking out about it. It's fine. It's just a little bit of fire in space. What could go wrong? Such a weenus. It's just a chip packet on fire. It's not going to hurt you.
Tether supplies running low.
Just a little fire. See? Now it's out by itself. Swing it into the furnace
Valuable
with the rest
object
of the
processed.
fire.
Credits deposited.
Grab some of that sweet free oxygen. It's lovely when they just leave oxygen lying around. Look at all these chairs, man. This was a big one. $5,000 a chair. Yes, sir.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
$5,000 a seat. A seat costs more than your average lung. Don't know if that's true. Don't much care to check.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Lungs go for a lot more. Alright, not gonna ask how you know that.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Dang. Honestly, if I'm gonna sell an internal organ, I'm gonna use it for something stupid. Like, that ain't grocery money, that's going into a Titan.
Got about 5 minutes left in this shift, Cutter. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Weaver out.
Cockroach on the wall. So if that was rug burn for the old eardrums there. Bonk. Remember, your subs can help me move out of this roach-infested apartment. That's not true. That's not the reason. That's not a good reason to sub. Ah, yes. Yes, absolutely. This is a good decision I'm making. This is a fantastic idea. Detonate an explosive inside a confined crawl space. What could go wrong? What happened? The whole structure just disapparated. No, don't go into the furnace! Oh no! Oh boy, oh boy. What has happened? Oh, I can't pull that out. I can't grill that off.
Warning. Tethers depleted.
Uh-huh. Oh, they really. Excellent. Oh, well, good. It appears to be stuck. Ah, crap. Who?
Your pressure level decreasing.
Yeah.
Valuable object processed.
Yes.
Credits awarded.
How much of this can I salvage before it falls into the furnace?
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
want storage? There's your storage.
Salvage secured. Credit
You want a
deposited.
computer terminal? Come here. Come here. There's your computer terminal. You want nanocarbon?
Salvage deposit accepted. Credit transferred.
There's your nanocarbon.
Warning. No tethers remaining.
All right, Cutter. Wrap it up. You got about a minute left.
No. Come on, come off. Why won't you come off? There is nothing holding this on except like pressure. Yeah,
Warning. Tethers depleted.
Well, we're not going back to fix that one. That is absolutely wrecked, and it's someone else's problem. What's on the data drive? Alright, 10D.
Do you like to eat food and drink beverages for free?
Yes!
Yes, free! Sound too good to be true? It is not! Earn free food and beverages by enlisting in the Earth Village Collective program. Save 10% on all goods and services provided by local owned and operated members of the Earth Village Collective for the low price of 15 credits per month. Most members recoup the majority of their fee with a single fuel refill. Earn bonus points on lunar holidays. Click below to enroll now.
Crazy Freddy here for Crazy Freddy's Interplanetary Appliance Distribution Center. Tell you about our tremendous, stupendous, humongous, gigundous, no matter what word I use, you'll never comprehend how big this sale really is. We got microwaves, macrowaves, toasters, roasters, dehydrators, rehydrators, water purifiers, air purifiers, washers and dryers, adjustable spin cycles, so very much more. Come visit one of our 400 locations on Earth, Mars, or our new distribution center located in Earth Village, an asteroid's throw from the railgate. Or place your order via Satcom, we'll bring it to you. Additional transport fees apply. Enter the following Satcom code for 25% off, CrazyF25. You buy appliances from anyone else, you're dumb! See you soon, Crazy Freddy! Terrifying, thank you. Short but pointless. Yep. This. Ooh. Stays. Top speed. Go fast. Fast. All things that would be useful had I not just bought that fast. Well, that's we've got time for one more. Let's do one more. Alright, let's pretend that didn't happen. Let's do a javelin. Heavy cargo. Fueling. Let's do a refueling one. Gotta proceed quickly. Nah, I checked. I didn't need to repair gear that time. Thank you, though. Damn girl. Hold up. Hold up, hold up, hold up. I got myself an idea. My plan is great. This is a great plan. This is the greatest plan. Nothing can possibly go wrong if I do this amazing plan. Everything's gonna be coming up Millhouse, 'cause this plan is great. Guys don't understand what a good plan this will be when it happens. Measure twice, cut once, you say. I say measure never, cut forever. Yes! Oh, that worked so well! Oh, is everyone so impressed about what a great plan that was?
Object not in.
Oh no! 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 It's all supposed to go in there! Oh, it's all supposed to go to the barge! Oh no! I was stupid! I thought it was all nanocarbon, but it's not. I am not a genius. Oh.
Account credit applied.
Nobody clip that. Oh. Touchdown. Hold up. Yeah. Did I just yeet charge into the void? I think I just yelled a charge into the void, which means I can't do that same trick twice to better effect. Piss. Get onto the barge. Get onto the barge. Get onto the barge. Oh, it's pulling this whole assembly away with it as well. Magnificent. That's not going to cause some catastrophic problems.
Caution. Tether supplies are low.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited. Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Should really clip it because I kind of want that clip now. I mean, it'll be on YouTube anyway, but oh damn.
Salvage deposit accepted.
Oh, danger.
Credits transferred.
Right. Yes. Okay, focus, crisis. Let's not have another episode. Well, I mean, let's have another episode. Let's not die in this episode, right?
Airlock pressure levels increasing. Air pressure level decreasing. Air pressure level decreasing.
Which poster? The one of like the cats or the kid in black and white, yeah. Not sure if it's meant to be somebody in particular or...
Warning. Your oxygen reserves are dropping below statistically profitable levels.
Profitable, eh? That's alright, I've never been profitable a day in my life.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
It's the benefit of being
Oxygen reserves are
faster.
critical. Please contact your plan administrator to add asphyxiation coverage. Oxygen levels stabilizing.
Now? Seems a bit late. It's wrapped around his horn. No, just get in
Warning.
there.
No tethers remaining.
Should have bought tethers. Alright, let's do this the lazy way.
Processing valuable
Yeah.
objects. Credits awarded.
Come here. No, 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 no. Don't bounce off the side. It's good. Nothing but net.
Deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
I mean, a considerable amount more than just net, but hey, we're good. We're okay. We're alive. Let's go get some tethers and I guess a detonator so I can solve that stupid problem. Touchdown! I love that emote. It's such a good emote.
Welcome to Vintage Run 9000. Thank you for your purchase. Thank you for your purchase.
Tether's
Cutter, you got 5 minutes left in this shift. Knock out that work order before they turn the lights out on you. We were out.
Airlock pressure levels dropping. Airlock pressure levels increasing.
Yeah, and so I get the ability to make my beans emote. That's just gonna have to be it, isn't it? Sloth.
Air pressure level decreasing. Air pressure level decreasing.
Can you imagine if one of those bolts hit you, like, in the face? Ah, man. Alright, let's cut the power out of this big old electrical box. Alright. Oh my god. You have 2 emote slots? Nice. And how do you get emote slots? Is it just like a matter of time spent, or...? Ah, I see. I have 10 subs right now. I don't know what that means in terms of sub points. I guess it means 10 sub points. When I think about it. Get in there.
Valuable object processing. Credit awarded.
I still have to fix that SoundCloud thing, although I might just leave it, like, as you have to cheer to use the sounds, because that will discourage people from just playing random sounds all the time. If you have to pay 1,000 bits to play the Benny Hill theme or a jump scare at me, that kind of means that everybody gets something out of that transaction.
Processing valuable objects.
Cutter, we're getting down to the wire.
Although that's mostly just me being lazy, so maybe I'll fix it. That's fair, yeah. I mean, I'm actually probably gonna go ahead and just put them on channel points or get rid of them completely, because people shouldn't have to pay to hear. Don't hit me in the face!
Hi, Wildy.
It's okay, baby. I'm fine. See, because that would have been the perfect mode for the Benny Hill
Account
theme.
credit applied.
It's like, yeah, you know what? Maybe I should just let people have it. So this game just is long hours of sheer boredom followed by a few seconds of sheer terror, right? Alright, we'll leave that cut point for next time. Okay. Oh, I made a significant profit on that. Alright, friends. That's going to be the end of this episode. Sorry Subnautica just didn't work out, but that game just has some memory leaks. If you want to see the end of it, I might record it on its own and throw it onto YouTube, but probably not. Alright, so next time, I'm actually going to put a poll up for what we want to do for the next episode, because as much as I love Hardspace Shipbreaker, I don't think it's interesting enough to kind of have a whole thing by itself, because it's basically just me doing the same thing over and over again. So I'll put up a poll for you guys, and you can choose what it is you want me to play. I'll pick out those games in the meantime. For those of you on YouTube, have a fantastic night, and I'll see you on Wednesday, which is our next episode. Bye-bye.